Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick-and-mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Today is a nice little solo episode, just you and me, and a really great, honest, raw, vulnerable topic. And I just recently got off of our Visibility Accelerator call. It's our weekly call inside my 6-week program, and it is just so freaking good right now. The women in this group are absolutely outstanding, and the guests we have had so far are also incredibly outstanding. Like, they just have been pouring so much value in, and I can't wait to share that with all of you listening and watching here on the show. And today we had, at the time of this recording today, we had Margot Miller and Sarah Centrella. And today's theme was all about stepping into that next version of ourselves and going after that dream life that we want. But sometimes to get there, we also have to clear things that are blocking us. And there was this beautiful energy between what Margot taught on and what Sarah taught on. And Margot actually said something that was like mic drop, powerful takeaway in today's call. And that is the theme of today's little quickie episode here. And she said, we have to trust the timing of people leaving our life. And I don't know about you, but when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, that could not be more true. And again, I don't know about all of you listening and watching, but I have gone through this a lot over my years. And whether it be, my last 7 years of being an entrepreneur, or the season before that, that also had me working in some network marketing, and the season before that, that was even coming, out of university into my adult life, where your friendship circle changes. And my friendship circle changes like year over year, it could be, or maybe, every few years. And that is so often a reflection of your growth. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there are girls out there, and I have seen this a lot at home in Winnipeg, where I am from, that there are people that have been friends since like elementary school and high school. And I love that. I love consuming that content. It's full of so much love and joy. And I genuinely, like, deep down, I'm like, I love this for them. That's so wonderful. And for someone like myself, like, life has taken me to different cities and different careers, and going from a corporate girly to a very different industry in health and fitness, being a trainer, to then owning my own gym and beyond all the other things that Matt and I do. And that also comes with a lot of change and growth. And I'm also, at the time of this recording, Matt and I are just returning home from a couple of days in California for the Elite Entrepreneur Mastermind. It's a big, beautiful mastermind that we invested last year and this year. And the conversations that we have inside of those rooms and outside are very expansive and very raw and honest. And I hope that you're finding this episode and that it resonates today, because we do have to trust the timing of people leaving our life. And I think it's, we should almost normalize the fact that our immediate reaction would, of course, be like confusion or maybe rejection, or wondering, like, what did I do wrong? I am guilty of that all the time, where if I have a relationship change, or, a friendship, we've moved on, I will always go inwards. And I think even as women, we probably do that even more so. I'm sure men are sort of like, yeah, bye, I'm over it. But as women, I think it's so easy to, like, self-analyze, maybe self-sabotage, for us to go deep and have those thoughts. But what if we could reframe that? And instead of looking at it as loss or rejection, or what did I do, maybe it was also a courtesy move from the universe, spirit, God, source, whatever you believe in. Maybe it is more a nudge towards alignment. And Margot said to one of the girls on our call today, when she was doing some really exceptional clearing work, she had a question about, people holding her back, this particular girl. And it was very honest and raw. And I think, again, all of us, especially women, we can probably relate to this, that we do have people that hold us back, or, that then could come out as trolls in person or online. There are people that came to mind for me as well. And what if, we cleared that and don't let that stand in our way? And also, if those people leave our life or unfollow us, or you block them on Instagram, whatever it may be, what if it also is creating space to attract a more up-leveled version? So if you get rid of that one person that has negative, stagnant energy, or they don't believe in you, if that person maybe leaves your life, and maybe sometimes, guys, unfortunately, this is really honest, that I have heard this many, many times from mentors and speakers and authors, often it can be family. So you can't necessarily just be like, okay, bye, I'm getting rid of you. But you're going to have to navigate that differently than just, maybe someone that was at your gym or in your mom and baby class or swimming lessons or office online. It's different if we can, clear those people out of our life versus a family member. But just recognizing that could actually create space for a more up-leveled relationship, a new person that is much more in alignment with who you are and the person that you want to become and where you want to go. So getting really honest with the fact that not everyone is meant to grow with us. And I am a firsthand example of this. I have gone through this many times. And I know I have shared this on the show before. I actually also love talking about friendships, adult friendships, female friendships, because I have gone through a lot of changes. And I used to probably actually sit in maybe a little element of shame. Again, self-analyzing, be like, what did I do? How is it my fault? How could I have been better? But as I am growing and continuously investing in myself, understanding that I'm also always growing and changing. And that is a commitment I have to myself. I'm getting ready to embark on this new self-love journey and understanding journey, thanks to my sweet friend, Tracy O'Malley. She's an expert when it comes to the Enneagram. And I learned a lot from her when we were just in person together at this elite mastermind, and understanding that, to my core, I am such a high achiever. I've known that about myself, but it was really refreshing to be able to see that, yes, I am. I am a high achiever, and being able to understand that more. And, for Matt and I to be able to work together as husband and wife and business partners and best friends, that I can learn and understand that even more. But so often people do leave your life as we grow. And sometimes it's situational, sometimes it is seasonal, sometimes it is identity specific. That we know this, and I've talked about this before, that, people come into your life for a reason, season, lifetime. But it also comes with growth and change and being able to replace those relationships. And that is okay. Growth creates natural separation. And when we evolve, we change. Maybe you change the way that you look. Maybe you change your style. And those are things that we can see. But it's also what can we see or not see underneath ourselves? How do you carry yourself in a room? How do you enter a room? How do you hold yourself in a conversation? That your identity can shift, your standards for sure will shift. Your conversations change, and the things that you pay attention to and that you are aware of, your tolerance decreases. And again, coming back to those standards, what and how you carry yourself in a room and with people, it is going to match the frequency that you are operating with. So as you grow and you are growing through a new frequency and you want to become that different version of yourself, I was just saying to someone at the mastermind about how I'm really trying to embrace this year as one of my goals, personal goals for 2026, more CEO energy and, running a business, running a company. It's not like we have 85 gym locations, but not treating it as just this oh, it's this cute community gym. No, we have really big freaking goals, and I need to sit in a much more significant identity. And so I've actually even been playing with my style a little bit. Not going out and, spending thousands of dollars on a brand new wardrobe, but I donated a lot of things when Matt and I moved to our new home. And I am thinking differently now when I am purchasing products and buying new clothes. Even again, going to this in-person mastermind, who did I want to show up as? What did that version of Allie look like? How did she carry herself? And what did she wear? So my identity was shifting. My standards for myself were shifting, but also the standards that I would have for the people that I'm interacting with and the conversations I'm having, those are shifting alongside of me. So being okay that, yes, you outgrow people and people can leave your life, but also you can outgrow parts of yourself. You want to have that deep self-love, but if there are small parts that you might outgrow in the process, to create space for that new up-leveled version of you, that those new up-leveled relationships that are coming into your life, and creating that space and that attraction, because you want to be magnetic. As you grow and evolve, you want to be magnetic to attract those other magnetic people, those magnetic opportunities, those things that are going to move the needle and get you on the stages, get you on those podcasts, get you in magazines, whatever your big dreams are, to match the frequency that you're operating out of. And I want to kind of touch on this, that is a little bit of an uncomfortable truth. How, again, kind of going back to that quote that we opened with, trust the timing of people leaving your life. I literally have it written down on a good old Post-it note, because I love those. That this can be especially powerful for leaders and women and men. But I know that a lot of you are, you're my people, you're my girls, that this can be really true, and the uncomfortable truth that we can't take everyone with us as visible women. And how timely is this that we are deep in the Visibility Accelerator program, and that is something that I have just loved talking about and sharing about over these last few months, really since my big download when I was in LA for an incredible opportunity in November. That the higher that you rise and the brighter you shine, whether it's more visibility, more sales, your business is growing, you're selling more product, you're opening more locations, as you rise and succeed, that is especially when not everyone can come along with you. And I've actually been seeing a lot of this content on Instagram. So this is also quite timely. How I know Jen Gottlieb talks about this with lurkers on Instagram. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw you post that. And you could easily go back to that piece of content that that person is referencing and be like, oh, that's so weird. I actually didn't see you in my the content. Like I didn't see you engage, or I didn't see you like it. That they're just watching. And when I saw her post that for the first time, and she's since posted a few times because it's a really great message, and I've seen other people post it as well, it's so freaking true. You have so many, it's so easy to lurk and watch and not engage. And what does it take to engage with someone's piece of content? Like 8 seconds, 22? It doesn't take very long. So why are we not doing that? Especially if we're like women in business, or just humans, entrepreneurs in business. Why are we not celebrating each other and helping others rise? Because there is so much space for all of us. Even if you are listening to this and you are a female gym owner, that you are in business with your husband and you have one location that offers a great service and personal training and recovery, and you're a coach on the side, you're getting my drift here. I'm literally painting the picture. This is where a mirrored person, the way that this fictional person, not even fictional, it's probably someone out there that is, the way that this person is doing their business and the way that I'm doing my business will be so different. The messaging we use, our personalities, our energy, there's absolutely space for both of us and all of us. So why are people not operating from that energy? So you just can't take everyone with you on the ride, is kind of the root of what I was saying about how it is uncomfortable. It is an uncomfortable truth. As you rise, as you shine brighter, it's hard and it's painful. And I've gone through this many times, and often it actually feels, and maybe not every time, but perhaps there are some times that are more intense than others, and it can actually feel like grief. And for any of you that have gone through grief, which you, again, if you've been following me or listening or watching the show for a while, I'm always really honest with things that I've gone through in my life. At 40 years old, I have lost actually quite a significant amount of people, especially close ones like my dad and my brother. So I know grief. I know grief real well. And I also know resiliency. But in saying that, those feelings, those emotions, they still hurt. So when you do have people leave your life that don't want to match your frequency, that they don't want to see you grow and succeed, it can feel sad and it can feel shitty and it can feel like grief. And what I'm trying to even think to say, like as a little positive spin on that, is being able to sit back and send those people love. Send them love, that they see you and they're maybe not celebrating you and they don't want you to grow, and maybe they want you to stay small. Maybe they don't want you to shine bright, but you do. And I think at the core of this, you have to know who you are, who do you want to serve, and who do you want to become. And you have to have that as your higher vision. And you have to chase that. And you have to really hold that as your North Star and work towards that. And there are so many quotes out there about, working hard and how I don't have any that are obviously specifically coming to my mind as I want to tell you this right now on this episode. But getting to where you want to go, it's not an easy path. We're always going to have road bumps. We're going to have detours and U-turns and turbulence. It's not a clean shot. And anywhere worth going probably isn't just a clean shot, because as we experience these things that bring us pain and emotions and grief, it also is full of teachable moments, and how you can then teach those behind you and ahead of you and beside you, that you can find people that love and support you and trust you, and safe spaces. And I think even getting into rooms, I'm right in the middle of my Visibility Accelerator program with these incredible women. They're so supportive of one another. So maybe you also have to go where you need to be. And maybe that is uncomfortable. Maybe you need to invest in that coach that will get you out of your comfort zone. And maybe you need to make an investment that actually feels scary. And you need to invest some big dollars on the line, because you know that you're going to show up and that you are going to be a different person on the other side of that work. That not everyone is going to come along with you, but they will be there to the people that you pick up along the way on that same challenging path. They will be there to celebrate you. And that has been one thing that I have absolutely loved over these last 3 to 5 years, when I've really doubled down on my personal development journey and my own growth, is getting into these rooms that is full of these people. Sometimes we live in the same city, same country, and sometimes we don't. But we cheer each other on online, or share each other's content and see each other at events. And building those types of relationships, building that relationship capital of people that are operating out of that same frequency, is so inspiring. And it's just full of so much love and encouragement. And that is just so worth it to get all of that on the other side of those hard things, when you have to let some of those relationships go. So to kind of tie a bow on all of this, and just coming back to this quote of, trust the timing of people leaving your life. Instead of that, really practicing the reframe of, what is this making room for? Whether it's, trusting in the timing or the who. And maybe that's even a great journal prompt that I can send off with all of you as we wrap up this episode, is instead of looking at it from the lens of who's left or who is in the process of leaving, the other side of that of who's about to come into your life. Who are you creating that space for? Who are you warming up that bench for? Who's coming in? And people leaving your life isn't a disruption of your path, because it's your path and you are paving your path. So sometimes people leave, and that's okay, because you are allowing space for higher purpose, different people. And as your life changes and evolves and your path grows and expands and maybe changes along the way, and yes, maybe it does have some turbulence, maybe it has some road bumps, but you are still going to create that space for those higher level humans. And I'm excited for you. So today's episode, a little more raw, vulnerable, but again, I just wrote this quote down from today's call and it was so powerful. I knew I had to record a solo episode on this while I was fresh in my mind, because I feel whether you talk about it or not, and again, coming back to the idea of getting into rooms or working with a coach that you could have these conversations with, is a game changer for someone that's been, an entrepreneur now for 7 years. And we have had a lot of challenges in those 7 years, that it is really inspiring to have people in your corner that you can talk to about things like this. And I love episodes like this. Sometimes I think to myself, what do I want to record for my episodes today? And I think about what I would like to listen to. And I have always really loved raw, vulnerable episodes like this from people that I follow and listen to and love. So I wanted to return the favor. So I hope this episode resonated with you. This is what I have for you today. If you love this episode, share it with a friend. If you feel like this would hit with someone that you know and care about, and hey, guys, maybe it's someone that you don't know very well that you are just getting to know in a mastermind or a community, share with them, because chances are they can probably relate to this. And if you really loved it, I would love a little 5-star rating and review because that helps the show grow and to get into the ears of more wonderful humans. So speaking of wonderful humans, I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much. Mwah, much love, and we will see you again soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.